everyone, welcome to Tony Fox Tarot. Thanks for joining me today and great to have you with me. Today we are looking at messages from past loved ones. Now we'll break the reading down by identifying who this person is. What was their relationship with you? How did you know this person? Most importantly, what messages do they have for you today? Before we get started, if you want to go down below and hit subscribe, tap on the bell icon, that'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. Please like and share this video where you can. And if you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Before you on the screen, we've got 4 different cards to choose from, and the idea is to choose a card that resonates with you really clearly. Once you've made that choice, that will be your reading. It's fine to choose more than one card if it comes through for you really strongly. And remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave behind anything that doesn't. We have card 1, 2, 3, and 4. Taking a moment to be with the cards, drawing in a nice deep breath. As you release the breath, listening to your intuition, your inner voice, and the energy of the cards. Which of these comes through for you the strongest? Is it card 1, 2, 3, or 4? Now, down below, there are 4 different timestamps representing each of these different cards. If you'd like to go to the one that you've chosen, I will see you in a moment. Hi everyone, welcome to card number 1. This is your reading and we're looking at messages from past loved ones. So let's have a look and see who we have here. Up at the Justice and King of Pentacles. Felt like this was a very masculine energy coming through. A grandfather, grandparent. It definitely feels like a male figure. It could be an older uncle. I feel like this person lived to a very old age. I get a very respectable and responsible person who has a definite air of authority. Someone who's stuck by the rules and didn't mess about. Feels like a patriarchal figure. I really feel like this person leads the family, leads business, leads the community. You know, this is somebody that a lot of people look up to in a way where they're very respected. I feel like the buck stops with this person in a way where they carry responsibility very comfortably. I feel like at times this person can rule with an iron fist. Here with Justice, you know, I kind of feel like here, this person sits very comfortably in a position of making the rules, of making judgments. I don't feel like you want to mess around with this person. I think this person could be incredibly proud, very strong-minded, maybe even arrogant at times. This is somebody who embodies the establishment for me. I don't feel like anybody's crossing this person. I don't feel like anybody wants to have beef with this person. This person knows people. They know how things work, and I kind of feel like they could come down on you like a ton of bricks if you tried to mess about with them. I get a very conservative, maybe even old-fashioned person here in a way. There's law-abiding, follows the rules, doesn't like to be crossed. I also get somebody who's very established in a way that says to me that they are affluent, financially successful. Maybe they live also in a bubbled existence in this context. I feel this person's self-assured, you know, in a way where they have succeeded. They feel proud of themselves in a way that is kind of following like a belief that if you follow the rules, you can succeed. That applies to absolutely everybody. I get that this person expects a lot out of people. Maybe expected a lot out of you. I don't feel like this person was ever really satisfied with anybody and what they did, or I kind of feel like this is somebody who's really demanding extra. He wants to get blood out of a stone. You know, they really squeeze down on you to make sure that you put in 100% and nothing less. I think at times this person feels that nobody is good enough, maybe that you aren't good enough. You know, I feel like this person could actually be really quite hard on people in a way where they could scoff and maybe condescend. look down their nose at people in a way that says to me that, again, this idea of somebody living in a bubbled existence. I feel like this person has a privileged background. It could be about their education, about the opportunities that were available to them. I have to be honest with you. I feel like there is a fragility here in a way that says it's almost like white privilege for me. A good example of like white male fragility in a way, where they refused to be questioned on some things and felt that everybody else could achieve the same things that they did if they just really tried really hard, and not understanding that that they actually had certain privileges based on their background, based on the people that they knew, based on the fact that they had money. They didn't see the misfortune of other people in a way that was heartfelt or truly understanding as to why perhaps other people weren't at the same level as they were. I feel that this person has very strong values that are steeped in background and in a background status, and I feel like justice has served this person in a way whether they couldn't see that it would not serve maybe the less fortunate. I don't feel like this person wanted to sort of face certain truths about life, about disparity. I feel like they have a very fixed point of view that relates to quite a narrow view of life. The pride comes through very strongly here in these two cards for me in a way that I just feel like this person doesn't have the ability to kind of step back or step down and to soften into seeing a different side of life that could be a little bit more compassionate perhaps. If I come over here to strength and the five of coins, I can feel here that this person had a very difficult passing. I feel that this person was really poorly, that they suffered an enormous amount at the end of their life in a way where they felt very lonely, very alone. I feel like this person lost everything at the end. Maybe what I feel here is that they lost their health, and I kind of feel like it brought them to the brink of understanding what it meant to have nothing. I feel like maybe this is the first time in their life that they could finally see what it meant to be unfortunate or misfortunate in a way that really softened their view down. I feel like you were with this person at the end in a way where they allowed you to see insecurities about who it is that they were as a person. I feel there's an enormous amount of fear here in terms of them dying within themselves, of being alone, of being lonely. I feel like they opened up to let you understand that in a way that was finally very truthful, very honest, in a way that they had never been before. I feel that this was a very precious time for them in a way where you helped them to quell the fear that they had in a way that really comforted this person, and that their passing was soothed by your love. Money and status by this point, I think they really got that it meant nothing. I think they kind of crossed a threshold and finally saw what it meant to be without all of that, or that they understood that it didn't mean anything, that they couldn't take it with them. Their status, their background, their connections, their material security, like it was all pointless by this time, and I kind of feel that really grounded them, that you were there with them on that journey, that you kind of helped them through that, to understand that in a way that soothed them and grounded them and actually made them ready to pass to the other side in a way that they could let go. I feel here that you've made a friend with each other in a way that this person could finally confide in somebody in a way where they trusted to be able to tell you, or to tell somebody who they really were deep down. You were there for them, and they really needed you, and I kind of feel almost as though like a lifetime of their own misunderstanding was resolved in this really precious time that you actually had with them. And we come down here to Judgment and the Queen of Wands. I feel some really strong messages coming here for yourself. I feel almost here that, you know, like you're avoiding pressures to be more, to do more. Here with Judgment, you know, this pressure to rise up and to maybe here with the Queen of Wands to put in more effort in a way where I don't feel like that's what you want. It's almost like you're wanting to throw off the burden of responsibility in a way where people and circumstances that are actually demanding more of you, it's as though, you know, you're not prepared to do that. It's not necessarily what it is that you want, that you're yearning for something easier, maybe a different way of life. There's freedom in this. For me, it feels here, it's almost like you're wanting to step away and to be your own person. You know, like the time has come for you to be able to make a break that gives you freedom and autonomy and unshackles chains of being burdened by the demands of life, of people, of circumstances, maybe of a job. You know, it's almost as though, you know, I feel maybe you shouldn't be working so hard, or that you don't need to work so hard, or that it's okay not to work so hard, or that it's okay to kind of just unshackle yourself and maybe go in a different direction for the time being. It doesn't, it's not a deal breaker one way or the other. Like you can do something different and come back to what you're doing now. It's okay to let people down as well. It's okay to prioritize your own needs first. What's important to you is really important here. Not everybody has to be the best. Not everybody has to give 100%. Not everybody has to be everything to everybody. This is your life. It's not anybody else's. And you have to kind of live it in a way where you live it, because nobody else is going to live that for you. So the consequences are on your shoulders here. I feel here there's a different way forward for you. Less is more. Don't be pressured into giving if it doesn't feel right. Yeah. I feel like this person has so much to say to you in this situation. This person was always being everything that they thought that they should be, doing everything that they thought that they should do. Status was so important to them. Validation by society was really important to this person. Ticking all the boxes was really important in a way where this person had everything that they were supposed to have, and deep down, it never really made them happy. And it wasn't until they passed and that you were there with them and that you helped them to see that it was okay just to let all of that go. And in many ways, I kind of feel this filters down into your experience now. And this person is saying to you, you know, don't be burdened by the demands of anything else that you don't want to be a part of. You know, set yourself free. You know, go it alone. Do your own thing. Look, I hope this reading has made some sense, and if it has, feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe. Tap on the bell icon. That'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. And if you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. Plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much and take care. Hi everyone, welcome to card number 2. This is your reading and we're looking at messages from past loved ones. So let's jump in, have a look and see what's going on up here with Temperance and the King of Cups. I felt this was somebody's lover. It could have been a spouse. Definitely get a masculine energy. It could have been a husband or a boyfriend, or it could have been somebody else, a woman with a masculine energy. I feel whatever this relationship was, that you were very close and in love with each other in a way that had a long-lasting connection. I feel like this was brought into full maturity, a relationship that was steeped in time and a lot of love, a lot of time was spent together. I feel like this person has an enormous amount of warmth, a very loving person, very, very compassionate, very gentle. Something very soothing about their personality. I feel like they only had eyes for you. You were the love of their life, and they were devoted to you in a way where they were incredibly romantic about their connection with you. I get a very twin energy here coming as well with the both of you. I feel like you had a lot in common in a way where you were very similar to each other. Maybe similar backgrounds, similar ways of thinking. Definitely both very heartfelt and very open to the idea of exploring love in a fearless way. I feel like you lived and worked very closely together. I feel like your lives are bound, you know, inseparable on one level, in as much as intrinsically you're sewn together in a way where your worlds are very much a part of each other. But at the same time, I feel that this other person, I feel that they had a sort of high degree of independence at the same time. You know, I don't feel... I feel like they had a life of their own. They had their own identity. It wasn't all about the relationship in that sense. I wonder whether for many of you, whether this person traveled a lot. Temperance is definitely a card of traveling away. I kind of feel distance here. I feel the potential for somebody to be traveling a lot around the country, overseas, or that they liked to travel a lot. Definitely had a worldly view. I feel like they escaped into themselves in a way where they traveled away as well. They knew how to retreat into a sanctuary of themselves, to spend time with themselves. They were very at ease with themselves and their own personality, their own characteristics. I don't feel like this person made any excuses for who it is that they were. I don't feel like this is somebody that you could take for granted. There's something quite quirky about their personality, maybe unpredictable. I feel like this is somebody who knows how to keep you guessing. There's an intrigue with their personality that leaves me asking me more questions. Nothing feels obvious with this person. I feel there's a lot under the surface that beckons you to want to know more about who it is that they are. Yeah, again, not somebody you can take for granted, not somebody that you can predict. And once again, I get a sense that they liked their own space. They were very good at being very personal, very open, very loving. I feel they were forthgiving in that respect. But at the same time, I feel that this is somebody who actually needed their own space and didn't like to be suffocated. So very strong physical relationship between the both of you. I feel that you were very, very deeply attracted to each other. This person was emotionally present at all times. I don't feel like they were afraid to love or to feel. This is definitely a lover, not a fighter. I don't feel like this person had a fight in them for another person. Not to say that they wouldn't fight for something that was important to them. I get a lot of spiritual energy coming through here that feels very deep, but also very personal. Again, there's something not obvious about it. There's a high level of intrigue with this person in a way that leaves you yearning, actually, yearning to know more about them. I kind of feel like there's an enormous depth here in their character in a way that holds a great deal of wisdom, a great deal of experience, a great deal of understanding, very compassionate, very gentle, very patient with people, with life. This is somebody who embodied so much goodness about the world and what it was about. They walked the walk. They didn't just talk the talk. I feel like this person was incredibly supportive of you, wanted you to be happy. They wanted to be with you. But again, also wanted to be independent. It's a bit all over the shop. Okay, there's a lot going on here. It's hard to put it all into one succinct, I guess, spiel. You know, there's a lot of healing in this person as well. I feel like they gave an enormous amount of healing to other people. They were just very connected with people in a way that made a difference. You know, they got people. You know, I feel almost like this is somebody who's a real natural matchmaker, and I don't mean just in the intimate sense. I kind of just feel like this person knew how to put people together in a way that blended them in certain situations, whether it was at work, whether it was in their personal life. They understood people and how people were and how people fit together. Very, very good at bringing people together. Again, very philosophical is what I feel here by nature. Carried an enormous amount of wisdom and knew how to help and uplift humanity in a way that they would often put into practice. I want to come over here to Death and the Knight of Swords. I feel like this is a really difficult passing for this person. There's an enormous amount of sadness involved with what they went through. I feel like they resisted their passing. A lot of resistance. I kind of feel like they fought against it. I feel like there was a lot of pain, actually. I feel like there was a lot of pain in the way that they left this world. And they didn't want to leave either. They didn't want to leave you. I feel like there was a sickness here that changed this person in a way that almost brought the worst out in them. Though it would with anybody, because I feel like there was an enormous amount of suffering in the way that this person left this world. I feel like they were at the end of their tether for a lot of it. They couldn't take it. I feel like this process was very slow and very difficult to watch, to accept for them. And also for you, I feel like they pushed you away during this time, actually. I don't feel that they wanted you to see this. They didn't want to drag you down with it. I think there's a lot of anger that comes up here with the Knight of Swords. And I feel like this person was really angry that they had to go. They didn't want to leave you. I feel like there's a lot of resentment in that for them, but also for yourself as well. I feel that they felt helpless, but I also feel that you felt helpless and there was nothing else that you could do. I mean, it's like a terrible situation where nobody could bear it. Nobody wanted to go through it. Everybody was angry and frustrated that life could be like this, that it could be so brutal. And I feel like this person had to be brutal or cruel in some way to you, in a way that pushed you away. They didn't want you to get hurt because they didn't want to drag you through that. There's a lot of pain here. There's a lot of pain here. This person wanted to stay. They wanted to be with you. Very difficult situation. I feel, this person and yourself had so much love with each other in your world, and everything maybe was taken for granted until this happened. And then it all became very real, very confronting that this wasn't going to last. And it really upset everybody, as it would. But this is a relationship of intimate proportions that has really gone very deep into love, and I don't think anybody ever took it for granted that this was going to be a difficult situation. Coming down here for yourself, I feel like there's a very strong message coming through here for you today. I can see here that you're still carrying the grief here down with the World and the Five of Pentacles. There's a lot of loneliness here. It's been a very difficult situation for you. I feel like you're isolated. I feel like it's PTSD. This is like a post-trauma. There's shock here. There's still shock. I feel like you're still reeling from what it is that had happened. It's still ringing in your ears. And I feel like you have an enormous amount of grief, as though you feel like you've abandoned them. And your world hasn't been the same since. Things haven't calibrated and come back into some sort of balance that gives you a sense of normality. I just want you to know that this person is telling you that the healing is about to begin, whether you like it or not. You are on a journey, and as much as you've been down to the depths of what life has actually had to offer, to the pits of despair here is what I feel. Things are about to turn around for you in a way where you're going to float back up to the top. Healing is about to begin. It's time also for you to actively engage with other people in a way where you make connections again. Therapy is a part of what this is about. Maybe group counseling, seeking to be with other people who have been through a similar experience. There's something in this. This person is steering you towards this in a way that says you'll find answers there. You're not the only one that's lost. It's not about validating, invalidating that. It's about finding skills. It's about finding ways of coping. It's about finding support. It's about putting energy back into your situation in a way that gives you context to your world as to where you're at this time. They're saying to be gentle, and it's not that you can't grieve, you shouldn't grieve. It's okay to grieve, but it's going to be okay. Yeah, that's what they're saying. They want you to know that even though they suffered an enormous amount, that the suffering has stopped, the suffering has gone, their pain has gone, that things have moved on, you know, in a way where they are on the other side. If you're feeling lost, don't worry, because you actually will find your way forward here. I want to say, outside looking in, that this is a soul connection. This is not just an ordinary everyday connection. There's an enormous degree of like gravity in this relationship. You're like, there's a bond here that hasn't been severed. The bond is still there. It's not to say that you should put your life on hold waiting for this other person, but I just want to say I feel very confident here that this is a connection that will reconnect, that you'll find each other again, that the love that you have will be restored in a way that feels more tangible at some point soon, okay? Look, I hope this reading has made some sense, and if it has, feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe. Tap on the bell icon. That'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. Please like and share this video where you can. And if you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, or what it is that I do, and how it is you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much and take care. Welcome to card number 3. This is your reading, and we're looking at messages from past loved ones. So let's jump in and have a look and see what's going on up here with the Sun and the Knight of Wands. And I felt a very masculine energy that came through. So this could be a male, or just somebody who had a very masculine way of being. I felt this related to your childhood. This is either a sibling or a childhood friend. I feel like this was somebody who was in your kind of age range. Going to be positive and uplifting energy that comes through here with a can-do attitude. This person looks at life in a way where anything is possible. I feel a lot of eagerness that comes through from their personality. They're keen to kind of jump into situations and just really put a positive hand to things in a way that makes it feel like anything can happen, really. I feel that they sweep into a room and just uplift the energy in a way where they kind of shake everybody out of their day-to-day experience and put them in a frame of mind that just really elevates and transforms into something that is tangibly positive. I feel like this person really positively impacted on your childhood in a way that steered you in the right direction. They were a really good influence on you. I feel like they always wanted to do things with you. They always wanted to include you with whatever they were doing, and took you out of your day-to-day experience. Kind of led you on crazy adventures. I kind of feel like this person is a bit of a trailblazer. You know, they're wanting to experience life in a way where they're throwing themselves into the mix and trying lots of new things. They're not afraid to do anything that is different. There's a fearlessness that comes through here, and I feel like they're very spirited and just very keen to make things happen, no matter what that is. You know, whether that's actually going on some kind of adventure in terms of taking you on a hike, or camping out somewhere, or just doing some kind of crazy thing around the house or with your other friends. I just, you know, this person feels like they're leading the pack, you know. They weren't afraid to try anything new, very motivated to do things, to see things. I feel like this person wanted to see the world from a really young age. They certainly wanted to see life. There's a real sort of effervescence there that keenly engages in just having experiences that are about taking you from one thing to another and seeing and doing new things. They don't second guess anything. That's just not in their nature. They never held back from anything. They just had this kind of let's do it sort of attitude that is very motivated. I feel like everybody looked at this person and thought that they were already going places in life because of their energy, because of their attitude, because things seem so effortless for them. It just seems like they all thought that this person would naturally float to the top in a way that got the best out of life. I feel like this person was always changing things up. Maybe it was a little difficult for them to relax. They couldn't settle for too long. They had to keep on doing something. They were always living a life on the edge in a way that required an enormous amount of energy, which I think was boundless with this person. They had no off switch in some ways. And I think that could be really hard to keep up with if you didn't have that energy. But I feel like you matched it. I feel like you were along for the ride. I feel like this person wanted you to be there. Their energy was very attractive. I feel like they were an attractive person in some way, shape or form. Very fit, very capable. I feel like people looked at this person. I think maybe that had a lot to do with their confidence. This person has an enormous amount of confidence that is just really can do. They don't look at life in a negative way. There's no doom and gloom with this person, and they don't really entertain the idea of what that means with anybody else. They've got no time to be sucked down into somebody else's experiences that is a glass half empty. This can be quite intense, this experience with this person, but it's infectious. And if you're up for it, you're kind of on board and you're kind of getting into their slipstream, and all of a sudden you're just doing the same thing with them in a way that you don't have to really think about it. It's boundless, the energy, which is quite enviable. I feel like this person was a trailblazer. They were doing lots of different things that nobody else was doing. I feel like they were prepared to take risks, and because they didn't hold back, it kind of set them up to do stuff that nobody had even thought about, or if they had thought about it, maybe they had reservations and thought they couldn't do it. But this person was just kind of going places and doing things that nobody else had done. I just feel maybe it showed other people up in a way that sort of reflected procrastination or negativity. I think this is an exception to the rule. This person, this is not the norm. Again, there's something very elevated, very enlightened about what this person's about here with the sun. I kind of just feel this person's pushing hard to have these experiences in a way that when you're around them, it makes you feel really happy. And I feel like you were really happy with this person. I kind of just feel like this was a very bonded experience, that you always looked to this person and this person was kind of taking you places. You were going in the same direction as they were, and there was an enormous amount of warmth and positivity. Over here to Temperance and the King of Swords, I feel later on into adulthood, I feel like maybe this person moved away here with Temperance, or maybe moved to a different city, a different town, different state, or a different county, or a different country, or overseas somewhere. I feel like this person moved on here with the King of Swords. They've cut away, they've moved on. Relocated. I feel like this really impacted on the relationship that you had with them. It definitely made things difficult in terms of maintaining that same kind of bond that you'd had in your earlier life. Here with Temperance, it's definitely a health card. I feel later on in life, this person's health was really impacted on in a way where they began to withdraw from you in particular. But I think they really began to withdraw from everybody. I feel like there's a lot of pain here, a lot of insecurity about what life meant. I think everything that they took for granted as a younger person, in terms of just that natural inclination to jump in without thinking about it, that changed. That changed when their health became compromised. I feel this person withdrew, became very reserved, quite conservative. Something changed within them. It made them get old. It's almost as though they'd gone from being really youthful, really dynamic, into a very conservative and very very reserved person. I feel the distance that they had from you in terms of where they relocated to or where they ended up in their lives, and the health difficulties were really big factors in how that played out on your relationship. I feel like a lot of negativity came through here with you. I kind of feel like this person cut you out the picture. I feel like you were really close with this person, and they took. I feel like the resentment that they had about what had happened to their health, it's almost like they took that out on you specifically. And they did that by cutting you out, by cutting you off. I feel like they were really cold. It was as though they disregarded you in some way and that they'd moved on. And their health was such an issue. I felt they kept that a secret from you. I don't feel that they shared what had happened and how that was actually impacting on their life and where that was actually taking them. I don't feel like they shared that with you. I feel like they kept that to themselves. Didn't want anybody to know. They became very private and very withdrawn. I feel like they pushed you away, and I feel like that actually really hurt. I feel like this took a long time though. I feel like this health issue was something that dragged on slowly but surely, and then all of a sudden they weren't there. I wonder whether for many of you, you didn't find out until much later after this person had passed. I just kind of feel like you were cut out of the picture in a way where you weren't informed of what was going on. This person wasn't telling you what their process was. They weren't telling you about their health. And then maybe after they passed, maybe there was a lapse before you actually found out that they'd actually moved on to the other side. It all became really serious. It was like a polar experience as to what it had been like when they were much younger. Down here with Justice and the Five of Swords, I feel like this has impacted on you in a way where what's sitting on your shoulders is that you feel like you've done something wrong, that you've done something to deserve this. I think it's also the realization here with Justice, putting the pieces together to see that you actually have been pushed around, that you've been bullied, that you've been treated unfairly. And maybe you're wanting a just outcome. Maybe you're wanting some kind of validation, some sort of recognition, or some sort of justice to this situation in a way that allows you to be able to put the pieces together so you can let it all go. I feel like you haven't been able to grieve because of what it is that happened. This wasn't fair. This person's insecurities got the better of them, and they did withdraw because they didn't know how to deal with the idea that they weren't going to be around. They felt alone, they felt isolated, they didn't feel that they could reach out to anybody because they didn't know what to do. Everything that they'd taken for granted in life had been shoved in their face in a way where they realized their own mortality, and they didn't know how to communicate. This person was suffering. It was them that treated you like this, but the reasons for them doing that is because they just couldn't cope. It changed them. This experience changed this person for the worst, and it got the better of them in a way where it really impacted on you, and they took it out on you. This person is really sorry that they've actually done that. That they would have changed it if they had had the opportunity to figure that out, but they couldn't. People change, circumstances change, and life evolves. Nothing stays the same. New experiences arise out of these changes. You have to remember, this person is saying that what we had when we were young, that was real. That was the truth. That was living it in the moment, and that was the real me. The second half of life, that wasn't necessarily who this person was, but it is what they became as a consequence of their own insecurities. This person is saying things don't always stay the same, that people do change. And And they want you to accept the truth that they actually had treated you really unfairly. And they apologize for that. I think it's really important here to look back on what happened when you were younger and to remember the amazing experiences that this person showed you, because they really changed your life. They impacted on you so positively. And the second part of their life was a very negative impact. But I think there are circumstances here that may give you insight as to how that could happen to anybody, yeah? So don't let the past go. Look, I hope this reading has made some sense, and if it has, feel free to leave some comments down below. It would be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe. Tap on the bell icon, that will give you notifications for any future readings that I post. And if you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much and take care. Hi everyone, welcome to card number 4. This is your reading, and we are looking at messages from past loved ones. So let's jump in and have a look and see what's going on. I'm going to start up here with Strength and the Queen of Swords. And I felt that this was a mature, incredibly intelligent female energy that came through. I feel like this was somebody who was widowed or grieved by loss. They lived very independently and mostly kept to themselves in terms of their very personal understanding about themselves and life. I feel like they kept their problems to themselves. They never wanted to burden anybody with things that were going on that might negatively impact on others. You get a very strong, very fiercely independent person who wasn't afraid to stand on their own 2 feet, didn't need anybody else to support them or to define them in terms of their life. This is somebody who is cultured, artistic, and refined in terms of their outlook. I feel like this is a very astute, observational person who is well-read, well-educated, has a very clear, articulate process within themselves in a way that is sharp, astute. I feel like this person lived alone, and they liked it that way. They didn't need anybody else. Very undemanding and quite self-sufficient in terms of their own needs. This is a softly spoken person who is quite eloquent and, again, articulate. I feel like this person doesn't speak just for the sake of speaking, but likes to be creatively, intelligently engaged in a way where they can be very conversational about all sorts of topics. Understanding clearly about politics, the arts, maybe fashion as well. I feel like this person looked really stunning. Always turned out well-dressed. Maybe understated as well. This is somebody who just has some sort of style about them. Eye-catching, but in maybe in a slightly conservative way. I don't feel like this is somebody who suffered fools or stupidity, didn't like to indulge anybody who was like that, quickly slapped people down who were like that. And you had to stood their ground, had a very strong mind, very strongly opinionated as well. I feel like this is somebody who could cut you down to size. Didn't like to mess about. If they didn't like what you were saying, they would certainly let you know. Things could be quite black and white in that sense. I think they liked to get to the point. Very patient. I don't feel like this is somebody who rushes about doing things. Takes their time, wants to do things properly, very thorough in terms of their process. I feel like this person is an outcast to some degree, that they didn't fit into the expected norms of the world. This is a very strong woman in a man's world. I feel like this is somebody who's learned how to survive in a way where they've wised up to the world from a very young age. Quite savvy, mature, But at the same time, I feel like this is somebody who demands respect. I had this feeling that this person didn't get along with other women very easily. There's something about her strength for me that feels maybe she could have been threatening to other women, or that what other women saw her as being somehow threatening. There's something unpredictable about her, and I think maybe because of her independence and because she was alone. Yeah. I feel like this is somebody who was very well read, but found the social media and maybe a lot of modern aspects of communication really insulting. Didn't like smartphones, people who were texting all the time, people who were talking on the phone on public transport or in public, hated the idea of social media and how that kind of cheapened life according to their eyes. This is a person who wanted meaning and substance in communication, hated superficiality and the commercialization or the commodification of what the world was all about. I really feel like this person wanted to teach or influence young people, had a lot of time for young people, wanted to spend time with them, maybe even talk to them in some way. This could have been a teacher. Had incredible life experiences that would shock and stun you. There is something very unpredictable about this person deep down, in a way where I feel like they have a very unique point of view to share. I don't feel like this person trusted anybody, though. I don't feel like they let anybody in fully. And I don't feel like they emotionally gave you access to their personality. I think they didn't have a lot of time for being emotional. There's something very efficient in terms of this person's process that just kind of wants to skirt past the idea of getting all wishy-washy and unnecessarily emotionally drained for the sake of it. I think this person, again, wants to just get to the point. I feel like this person has had a very difficult relationship with somebody at a very early age. It could have been their parents, or it could have been a lover. And I feel like this relationship really impacted on her in a way that caused an enormous amount of suffering, and which shaped her mistrust of others, but also made her a very strong and resilient person, and also incredibly independent. Again, this is a survivor. I feel like this is a real survivor in terms of personality and character. When I come over here to Justice and the Ace of Swords, I feel at some point there has been this very litigious and like ruthless defense. I feel like this person had become embroiled in some kind of an argument or a court case or some kind of ongoing battle with somebody or a group of people or the establishment. I just feel, and I feel that they got really stuck on the principle of things and couldn't let things go. And I think by nature that's what they were like. But I feel like it was almost like a turning point that caused an enormous amount of suffering. And there's something that this person didn't get over that kind of struck her down, where she felt there was some kind of injustice. I feel also here that this person was struck down by illness very quickly. I feel like this moved at a really fast pace in a way that it took over, and that there was no time to prepare for death. And I feel like this person had to quickly get their affairs into order in a way where there was no time to even say goodbye to everybody. It feels very quick. Could be a matter of days. It could be a matter of weeks. It just didn't feel like there was any time to put things into order in a way where they could explain themselves. I feel like they passed really quickly. I feel like this was very painless. I feel like it's almost like it's very poignant, like it feels like it would have been the only way for this person to go. It feels like a dignified death. It wasn't drawn out and emotional and bogged down in some kind of process that made it about everybody else. I kind of feel to some degree it gave this person a degree of control. You're either in or you're out. And this person exited this world really quickly. I feel like this person wanted you to be a part of it in a way where you handled some kind of aspect to what it was that was going on in terms of closing this person's life off. Maybe that was about handling their will or being a part of handling the estate. I feel like they put you in charge of important decisions in some way, shape or form in terms of this person's passing. And that they trusted your judgment. And I feel like it was a huge kind of tick in terms of their bond with you, you know, like they kind of handed things over to you in a way that said that they trusted your judgment. It feels like a healthy death to me. I don't know if that's sort of going to sound right for me to say that, but it just feels that this was the way that she should have gone. It's how she would have wanted it. I do feel that this left an incredible and lasting impression on you and a lot of other people. I feel like there were final words that were said here that this person said to you and maybe to other people that really stuck in everybody's mind. I kind of feel like this person got the last word or said something or said many things that just really, yeah, it's like you'd never forget this person because of it. And it really sums this person up in totality. I'm going to come down here to the Fool and to the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like there's a really strong message coming here for you today from this person that says that it's time for you to make some sort of an independent leap to expand or develop your potential in some way, shape or form. That it's time for you to go it alone and to break away from the expectations of other people or of society and life. It's time for you to prioritize what's really important to you in a way that brings in self-awareness and also focuses on success and achievement in terms of a long-term outcome. This could be about flair for some kind of talent that you have. It's about giving that a chance, most definitely. This person is saying don't listen to anybody else and that you aren't a fool. You need to be in the moment and listen to your instincts and act on them in a way that moves you forward and that breaks you away from this expectation that you shouldn't fall victim to playing it safe or to being too rational. This is about a new beginning that involves you in terms of who you are as a person. It's about increasing your self-worth. It's about going it alone. It's about shrugging off everybody else's shackles and taking a leap of faith to break away from everything else that you've been doing beforehand. She's saying that it doesn't need to make sense to other people. It only needs to make sense to you, and that if you need to be really radical and not to conform. They're saying ignore the naysayers. Don't listen to or shrug off the opinion of others. Don't feel that you need to fit in. It's okay to break away. It's okay to move on and take a leap of faith into the unknown, even if it doesn't make sense at the moment. As time unfolds, things will begin to make more sense for you. But the time has come for you to concentrate on yourself in a way where you develop and grow and reap the rewards of something that will become more manifest at a later time. So it may not make sense right now, and you may feel foolish for thinking it or wanting to do it. But it's important to listen to your instincts and to go with this flow. Okay, I hope this reading has made some sense, and if it has, feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe. Tap on the bell icon. That'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. And if you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much and take care.